Hey guys, Crew Blind Way back. I'm Aaron.
I'm Melanie.
And we're back with the Pitt. Things have been going pretty bad and
we're prepared.
Anything you can tell us about the shooter? Is he here? Where'd you hear that?
Nurses be talking.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, let's keep the rumor mill in check. The cops will alert us when they know something.
Good job. That was handled pretty well.
Hey, can I get a sandwich too?
We can up your pain meds, but you're on the list for the OR, so we need to keep you NPO.
Hey, you know what that means
Nil
now.
per Oz.
All the blankets are in peds.
The morgue.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Poor
John, I can charge
Whitaker.
your phone
He just
for you.
needs a win.
Thank you.
Fucking circus.
This is the clown.
Oh man, Whitaker's gonna find him, right? Robbie was in peds.
Where's Robbie? Let's find him and call Walsh. This guy needs the next OR immediately.
Dana! Yeah?
It's insane.
Have you seen Robbie?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Whitaker's gonna find him.
My husband is in a wheelchair from MS. I did my best to protect. The bullet went through my arm and through his head. How do you deal with all this death and carnage?
I don't know.
Just keep going.
Kailangan mo yung matapos ikaw, di ba? Sana nga. Hindi ko na sa BH2 daw yung shooter.
Let's stop spreading rumors.
Oh, jeez. He's right. Dr. Robbie? Dr. Robbie, you okay? Hey, come on, give me your hand.
I can't.
You have to. Because if you don't, we're fucked.
The honesty. The honesty of babes.
Okay. See you out there, Captain.
You okay, Dr. Robbie? Do you need something to eat or drink?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Meg, your team's doing a great job staying on top of all this.
Aw, he knows her name.
County Public Health is sending out a truckload of supplies from McKay Women's and Mercy.
Nice.
Corey, we're gonna have to call in more blood tanners.
Already done.
Donated. I don't. My blood, needles.
Choppers are coming.
I get it.
That would be you. Oh no, never mind. You wouldn't be there.
Would not be here.
Tell me that you didn't know about a shooter's hit list, and then you let him go this morning?
He didn't do it.
This nightmare.
Jesus! Gloria! The police are still looking. Why don't you go back to your micromanagerial ivory tower and let us get the fuck back to work?
Damn.
Yeah. How about we talk about this afterwards?
Even Dana's like micromanaging ivory tower.
No, Dana.
How's it going out here?
Good. 12 minutes since the last speaker, right?
Good.
Jesus.
What?
You don't say those words!
Watch out!
Someone driving that's been shot or what?
Guy in the back needs help. Sorry about the parking job. Getting a little woozy.
Oh gosh.
Okay, your leg does not look okay. I got shot through and through. Stayed to help as long as I could. Bullets flying.
Stayed to help as long as I could.
Wow.
Missed the bone. Look at that. Whoa. Cancel the wheelchair. Bring a gurney. Gurney!
Dang. Maybe lost too much blood. He stayed there as long as he could trying to help people.
Did you see
Navy
he had a
corpsman?
tourniquet with
Yeah.
him?
Well, they said Navy corpsman. Actually, I kind of want to listen to this guy again. Because I was so surprised. Like, he was, like, feeling a little woozy. Navy corpsman. I'm pretty sure he said he stayed to help as much as he could. Bullets flying everywhere. But, I mean, like, he was a military med guy.
So
like,
he's
it's
like-
also, like, something that he might be a little bit more equipped for, I guess.
Also, with pretty good experience, because he's like, hey, this kid OD'd. I gave him Narcan. It's not working. It possibly could be benzos. having that knowledge that Narcan does not work on benzos. Like, that's pretty good too. And look at how cyanotic he is. He's blue. He's so blue. Like worse than textbook blue. Like, very cyanotic. He's not getting any oxygen anywhere.
No, and he's driving him real quick, trying to get him here to help.
Yeah, sorry about the parking job.
Hey, McKay, there's someone from Allegheny County Courthouse on the line.
I'm in, Becker.
Dr. McKay, you have a visitor.
I said not now.
She.
Sorry, Dad.
Dr. Abbott, you need anything?
Check with Ellis in South 15.
Does he have free hands right now? Jeez.
What do we got?
Pulse ox is low.
Uh-oh.
This guy needs a major workup.
Uh-oh. These two gotta work together.
Heat is on.
See, we can use another set of hands.
Okay, great. Thanks.
What?
Trauma 1, I know that guy. His sister's in the cafeteria. Her husband was shot and killed today.
Sweet Jesus.
Oh, that's the brother?
Pulse ox is still 85 and high
Jeez,
flow oxygen. BP is borderline.
How are they still alive?
Diagnosis of cyanosis.
Heart disease, heart failure.
No beeline.
Right to left shunt.
That's usually in congenital heart disease, PDA, tetralogy of Fallot.
Is Dr. Ellis running this resuscitation or are you? Because last time I checked, you're not supposed to be here.
We both are.
The senior resident's job is to teach. What else, Dr. Santos?
Hemoglobinopathies.
Excellent.
Blood is chocolate brown.
Ugh!
First day?
Yeah.
What's the beef with Langdon?
Are you good here?
Ah, good. Thank you for the break.
Perfect. Keep it up.
Gone.
No gossip. Good job.
Chadwick, Harrison Ashcroft the third.
Please don't call me that.
Douchebag name for a douchebag guy.
Hat?
Making your favorite.
Can you save some pasta for me?
No. I love her dad.
I think I didn't notice until his voice, but I think it's Brad Dourif. Part when he was like, it's really I like that he called out the dad. I like that he called out the dad for being a douchebag. He kind of is.
Yeah.
But the part when he's like, "How's my favorite grandchild?" If it is Brad Dourif, that line made me think of Chucky because he's the voice of Chucky.
Gotcha.
But he's also what's his name? Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings. There's like the king, and there's like that little like sleazy guy who's like always like talking to him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's him.
Gotcha. I can't remember what his voice sounds like.
Though, I mean, I don't know what he looks like now, but he's
older.
You know, he's a grandpa there. You know, but no, it was just that one chunk when he's like, "How's my favorite grandson?" And I was like, that kind of sounded Chucky.
I'm like, it sounds kind of Mark Hamill-y, but like, I'm like, that's not Mark Hamill.
Hey, Mark Hamill did Chucky.
Yeah.
In the new one.
But that evil tone, that
yeah,
the growl.
Dude, that name was such a name.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
That's why it's so funny. I'm like, he's like, what a douchebag name for such a douchebag or whatever. And I'm like, dang, Grandpa calls it as he sees it.
Yeah.
No filter. Love it.
On a separate note, we should make carbonara, but you won't like it.
No, I don't like
But
pasta.
I'd love carbonara. I think the kids would like it too. Kana might like it more than like spaghetti and stuff.
Probably.
It's different.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I don't know what it is.
it's like noodles and bacon and cheese and stuff.
Sounds healthy.
Yeah.
What's causing his oxygen levels to tank?
Up the oxygen.
15's the size it goes.
Gauge only goes to 15. Keep cranking. You can get to 50.
Ryan? You fight like the stubborn bastard you are.
Aw.
I tried.
20, 30 people?
He's a hero.
Robbie did everything he could to save your girlfriend. If he couldn't save her, nobody could.
So I found the shooter. Self-inflicted gunshot to the head. In a duffel bag full of ammo.
That's what happens most of the time.
Stupid automatics. So much damage.
What you've done down here, all the lives you've saved, there aren't adequate words. Thank you.
I'm glad it wasn't David.
Everybody seems to know exactly what to do. Is this kind of thing normal?
Thankfully, no, but preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. It's what we do.
Robbie gets to go home.
Shift change, can't afford the overtime. Get out.
Is that what Glory was saying?
And everybody else, let's process these remaining patients so my day shift can finally go home.
On it, Cap.
All the charting, all the back charting.
What are we doing with him?
You hear that?
Hear what?
It's quiet. So,
Someone just punch him.
Hit an extremist. You were the closest EDAP. 13-year-old hypoxic and hypertensive.
Oh,
He looks pale and tachypnic.
Clint Edwards home alone with his little sister. Cough, fever, rash, altered.
He's just breathing really fast.
Little girl.
I love Mel.
Georgia. Hi, Georgia. I'm Mel.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
that's scary. Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
yep, that's scary. I love her so much.
This is Princess. I have to go help your brother now, but Princess is gonna get you a snack.
Got into some kind of like medication.
Maybe just a glass of water?
Mel's amazing. Aww.
Yeah, there's blood all over the place.
Where did you bring me?
Crackles bilaterally. Temp 101, OT set only up to 82.
it's code sepsis. Blood cultures,
Sepsis.
labs, portable chest, gram of ceftriaxone.
You finish up whatever it is you're doing and come meet me in BH2?
Yeah, sure.
I told you he didn't do it.
There's still a chance.
Dilated right atrium and right ventricle. Right-sided strain with bowing of the septum.
Sounds like a PE. You throw a clot from having the tourniquet on?
Way too soon for a DVT. Okay, let's get him in left lateral decubitus.
Nope. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Said.
Exactly what I was gonna ask.
I have no idea.
Do you even know what we were looking at?
A heart?
Yeah, so we were looking at the 4 chambers of
They
the
talk
heart.
about ventricles and stuff, and I think that's heart stuff.
Yeah, so the atriums and the ventricles. And they were just wondering if he threw a deep vein thrombosis, a clot.
Is it like he got shot in the leg, he got a clot moving so much the blood was pumped the clot into his heart?
So that's what they were thinking, but then she's like, no, it's way too early for DVT to develop. Or the other team was. So, and then I can't remember what they said there at the end.
Sounds like blood loss. No. Hemoglobin times 2 is stable. Vena is comfortably flat.
Do you know what any of that means?
I don't know this whole thing. No.
Okay.
I wasn't saying like this whole segment like they're speaking Latin. You know, I don't know.
Technically, yeah,
they
are.
I don't know what hemoglobin times 2, whatever she said, what that even means.
So, so he's hypotensive, so that means low blood pressure. So he's not getting enough volume being pumped through his body, right? And hypoxic, which means low on oxygen.
Mm.
So that then you would typically think blood loss. So then she's like, no, he has a high hemoglobin, well, decent hemoglobin, which is just the amount of red blood cells kind of situation. Like you have all of that going through, so not what you would typically see with hemorrhaging.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a hemorrhage.
It's not a blood loss.
It's not blood loss, yeah. And so that's why they're like, And then the vena cava is plump. So vena cava is what's returning blood to your heart. So
Okay.
it's thick. So at least he's
Blood's
getting
coming
blood coming back. Yeah. So everything looks good there.
1, 2. Van Dellenberg, ASAP.
What for?
Jindal, upside down. Get blood flowing back up to the head.
Intracardiac air embolism, all that running around, introduced air into the femoral vein right up to the heart. Now it's blocking blood flow to the lungs.
So they're saying that blood entered in through the vein. So one of the huge risks that we have whenever we insert an IV is if someone does not prime the line.
Mm-hmm. If there's air in the line, I'm always afraid of this with needles and everything.
Yeah.
I don't want air in my blood.
You won't get it with a needle.
I will, depending on what they're putting in.
No.
That's why you draw, and then they always squirt to make sure they have...
Well, for one, we draw to make sure that we are actually in the vein.
No, not blood. I'm talking about like you take whatever. You don't do that with the blood. That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, you flick it, get the air bubble to the top, and
yeah. I'm not talking about my blood being drawn.
But
that's taking stuff out.
That little bubble is more than likely not going to cause you any issues. Because no, if you don't prime the full line, then yes, of course, get every air bubble out, but don't. You need to prime the full line, or else you'll get an embolus, right? Air embolus, and that's what they're saying is that air entered the vein, so they think that they have an embolus, and that's why they're turning them upside down. Because what does air naturally do?
It goes up.
Yeah, so they're trying to get the air to go.
But how'd the blood get in his blood, or how'd the air get in his blood?
So they think that it entered in through his wound, and that's what they're talking about.
That's weird. I don't know how that works.
Just because he's been up running around on it for so long. So
okay.
It's hypothetical.
Sure.
So like they turned him onto his right side to get it further away from his heart, and then turned him upside down. Right?
On his left side?
Is he on the left? It should be on the right.
Where's your heart?
Your heart's on your left side, so you want it to go away from the heart.
So they turn him on his left side.
Oh, to get it to go up on the right side, yeah.
Yeah. But then they gotta hang him upside down?
Well, not upside down, just
send it back to the leg? Is that the goal?
At least to the bottom part of the lobe of the lung, or not to any place critical.
Okay.
All right.
If you're done, I don't like this conversation because I don't like all this stuff. I don't like the blood and the air. It's always my worry with everything with being in, like, I don't want air in my blood.
Just make sure they
and I also
climb
don't,
the line.
Is that, and I don't want the anesthesiologist to, like, make me, like, paralyzed but not take away the pain, and then I just feel the surgery but can't tell nobody. Those are the two fears I have, besides the needle fear.
Another fear I have is that one kid that came in, the older brother. I was going to pause it just to pick on it, but I didn't. The bag, his rebreather, was not inflated. But for an actor, you don't want it to be inflated because then that means that there's actual air going to the patient. But it wasn't inflated, so no wonder why his O2, his sats were so low. I'm like, what are you doing? Anyway, sorry, nitpicking.
I feel pale.
You paler.
I'm so pale.
Diaphoretic. You in shock?
Yeah.
You in shock?
What's the show?
Man, they really tackled this poor kid.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get to go home. But first, we have to keep you here for a mandatory 72-hour hold.
What? Why? I didn't do anything.
Look, I know it's a lot to process, but...
No, I want to see my mom. Where is she? Is she out there?
Helping your case.
Oh, fuck you!
BP's 92 over 60 after 2 liters.
Still tacky.
That
Sats
little
are
bag?
way down at 84 on the
line.
breather.
Not the bag.
Open your eyes.
What about?
How you doing,
Oh
bud?
yeah, that bag should be inflated if you have air going through.
He's having trouble breathing though.
Evidently.
What size tube?
Age divided by 4 plus 3 would be 6.5 cuffed.
Let's do it. But I'm hungry.
We can't give you any food in case you need surgery. You might aspirate.
You need to work on your bedside manner.
Asshole reporter.
Oh, that's the reporter?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that slid.
She wants to know about
ABG.
Langdon.
Blood gases. Arterial blood gas.
How do we evaluate methemoglobinemia and determine the treatment plan? Tired?
Yeah,
Feet hurt? Brain feeling like mush?
absolutely.
That patient doesn't give a shit.
I like her. That's Lynn Blue.
That patient
How
doesn't
did
give
we
a
do?
shit.
Robbie,
Hey, Jamie.
Oh,
Where's
is it
Jake?
Jake's mom?
I got here as fast as I could, but there were street closures.
He's okay. He's okay. Leah didn't make it.
She's dead?
He, is kind of blaming me for not saving her.
Robbie, he's just a kid.
So is she.
Don't do that to yourself.
You ever seen anything like this before?
Nope.
Me neither.
Well, that just goes to show you how old I am. This looks like measles.
Measles.
What theater?
I don't know.
Dude, if they have measles,
Try every theater.
It's gotta be over a
Start with
dozen
the
in
ones
Pittsburgh.
closest to where they live. We need to find those parents and call public health. Tell them we might have a measles outbreak.
jeez, man.
Look at him laugh. Oh, okay. Vaccines!
Hi, Georgia. This is Dr. Robbie. He's
Smells
gonna ask
so
you some
good
questions
with
so we can help
kids.
Flynn. Is that okay?
Oh, I love her so much.
Has your family traveled anywhere recently on an airplane or to another state?
Orlando for a dance competition a couple of weeks ago.
He's in the right time frame for ADEM.
Aiden?
Acute disseminated encephalomyelitis, a post-infection immune response.
So a head CT and an LP.
Afraid so. It has a 20% death rate.
Damn.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna send Flynn for a head CT and get Shen to prep the LP.
What about the parents?
I think he's still trying to find them.
Hope we get to watch the LP.
It's an LP?
Lumbar puncture.
No.
What happened here today? It's not normal. But you're a rock star, Victoria.
Hearts in those eyes.
And they shared the juice box.
We don't get the air out of his heart, he'll die.
This is not the standard of care.
Fuck standard of care. If we want to save him, we go in now.
Maybe I should.
Bread in the pigtail.
Oh no, where do you go? Who do you go with? Ugh.
We're already this far.
Ugh.
Think I'll stick around in case you need another set of hands to resuscitate your patient when he crashes.
Thanks.
Ye of little faith.
I just want to help you. We all do.
I just want to go, okay?
No one
David.
cleaned him up.
You haven't called me back or texted me all day. David, I signed a petition.
To make you talk.
Well, you signed some paper to get me locked up?
I signed a petition to get you help. All those hurt people, and the death, and the blood. I was so afraid of you being that sad and angry.
There's nothing wrong with me. It's me. Mom, you know I'd never hurt someone like that. Please, don't do this to me. Why are you doing this?
All we're asking is that you speak with a professional.
What now?
Well, I suggested a better way, but you had him taken down by the police, handcuffed and dragged in here. You made this fucking mess. You're gonna have to fix it.
I feel like he's right. She called the police to get him looked into. Like, that was her whole thing. He was going another route.
Yeah, but how long and how many episodes did we spend being concerned that David possibly could have been the one that shot up Petfest?
Sure,
That there was
we
a
watched it
chance.
over days, and this has been a single day. The mom also was working on a petition. There was another route being had. So yes, I get that.
The mom only worked
But-
on a petition after she got
Sure,
involved.
yes, I get that. I get all that. I get all of that. But who called the cops on someone who didn't do anything? Dr. McKay did.
Is there?
Who got him tackled?
Okay.
Wait, you're the kid. That's all they had. You're the kid. They tackled him because that was all they had.
And that's fair. But at the same time, there is a chance. There was a kill list. There was a kill list, and Robbie was not doing anything about it.
That's not true.
At that time,
That's
he was
not true.
Okay, what was he doing at that time before McKay got involved? What was Robbie
Before
doing?
McKay got involved and called the police, he was talking with Teresa. He was having the mom try to get a hold of her son. And he was working on the mom to get him into something more. There was a route that was being had. It just wasn't fast enough for Dr. McKay.
For 6 possible hours of him being missing
Yes.
with no response.
Yes.
With a kill list.
Yes.
So you're saying that he went to the school where he has access to all these kids
didn't.
on the kill list.
He didn't go to the school.
She did not know that
She
at
did.
that time.
She did know that. What do you mean? He was not at the school. He wasn't answering his phone.
Okay, so if he was not at the school, then he could have been at home prepping to shoot up a school.
He,
So are you saying that if there is this chance with this kill list that we should do nothing? We should just write it out and see what happens. We should just write it out and see if the school gets shot up. The mom should not get more involved. We should not involve the cops and like prepare the school for, hey, for this one person that possibly is, you know, already very depressed and potential of shooting up a school. We should not call the cops and prepare them.
Potential of shooting up the school. When was it that the cops were called by Dr. McKay? I wish I had it on my list of papers and stuff here.
I'm just saying, if there's a chance like that.
If there's a chance. I mean, then we should call the cops on every kid. Is there not always a chance that any kid could do this?
Does every kid write a kill list?
I will say probably most of them don't write a kill list and just do it. Honestly, the kill list is, while it's an issue in itself too, it's also a way of him emotionally maybe trying to like write things out and do that. Like he's saying, like people do this kind of stuff, it doesn't make you a bad person. You might think about jumping off a building, but you didn't jump off the building. There's dark thoughts and things you have to deal with and stuff too. All I'm saying is Robbie, in this moment, to me, is right. McKay did this, and she should try to fix it. Instead of being like, well, I guess we tried.
No, I am not disagreeing with that.
I said he's right.
No, I still think McKay should be the one addressing this and talking this through, and also acknowledging that this is her path that she has set forth. He is right in that aspect. And I think, personally, I would have also called, especially like getting more social workers involved and making sure Kiara was able to stay on top of this, you know, like getting more involvement somehow. But in this situation, no, they were not able to get more involved because they did not have anything. The next step that she only had was to call the cops.
I don't agree.
And I think that there's two ways that you could have gone about this.
There is.
And I don't think either one of them is right or wrong. Like, I think there are two ways of trying to keep other children safe. Right now, the only person that you're trying to keep safe is David.
No, not at all.
Okay, then who else were you trying to keep safe in your situation?
What do you mean, who else am I trying to keep safe?
Who else are you trying to keep safe in your situation? I'm trying to keep these 11 girls safe as well as David. How many people are you trying to keep safe?
Well, if the 11 girls are your concern, then why don't you call the police about checking in on the 11 girls and making sure where they are? Why are we calling the police when school's out? If you're worried that it's going to be like a school shooting kind of situation.
Wasn't school in session whenever she called?
That's why I was trying to see when she called, because I don't think it was. That was like 5-6 episodes ago. I mean, school shootings usually happen like early in the morning, not at the end of the day.
I mean, school shootings will happen whenever.
Yes, you're going to say that, but statistically that's not the case.
And that's fair. Good for them.
Yes.
But you don't want to be the one.
No.
Okay, what if he went to school and shot up those 11 girls?
I don't want to take a grieving son from his father's death and turn him into the more outcast that he already is. Sitting in a room, being stared at by everyone, believing that guy's the shooter. This whole situation was blown up even more because of calling the police, rather than going a route with the mom and trying to make sure that we find a more easier way of getting him help.
Now, do I think that if we as a society were more prepared for behavioral health issues, such as having like an EBH, an emergency behavioral health unit, you know, like
I agree.
That would be
mental
epic.
health would be
but
much
we don't
better.
Have
no,
that.
we don't. We don't have
we
anything
have
to stop
social
mass
workers.
shootings, and there's nothing that we're going to do that's going to stop the mass shootings anyway. Because apparently it keeps going on because we don't want to get rid of guns.
Yeah, ARs are the way to go.
Like there's so many other issues at hand here. Where can the kid get guns? The mom said that they didn't have guns. I think, right? Where can he get his guns from? What was he preparing for? If they don't have any weapons at home, which is the most prominent place that the weapons are acquired from, he's going to have to go a lot further as far as getting weapons. This wasn't a one-day thing where it was going to happen and trigger. It was going to be something that was going to have to be planned over time. And I don't think that we had the situation here, if she had nowhere at home with guns already, that he already had these things prepped and ready to go.
Now, in all fairness, in this situation, it got extremely escalated due to the fact that there was a mass shooting.
Yeah.
And that they did not have any suspects at that moment except for David.
Sure.
So if that whole situation did not go down, then it would not have gone like this with David.
Potentially, no, but I also think calling the cops, as soon as cops who were already looking for David would have seen David, it's already escalated. Already. That's why I was like, no, don't call the cops. We need to have other people to go and talk to this kid, because as soon as cops show up, they don't handle these kind of situations. They handle them like cops with guns. They don't handle them like someone who needs help.
this is true. That's where an emergency behavioral health unit would be fantastic, but we don't have that. In this situation, we only had 2 options.
I don't know if we only had 2 options.
We had Robbie's way and McKay's way.
I mean, Robbie's way was talking with the mom, and McKay's way was calling the police. I think that giving the mom more tools and stuff, too, to let her work with some of this stuff would have been better. Getting him to talk to someone would have been better. Calling the police, I don't think was the answer. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is McKay, I think, 100%, this is her fault.
But at the same time, David gone missing. Like, David was not reachable.
So
David
what?
did not attend
His
school.
dad has died. He's
4
upset.
years ago.
Yeah, still. So?
4 years ago, he was not able to grieve. She's concerned about him. He has mad depression. There are a lot of other factors that are lining up with what you would typically see in someone that would decide to shoot. So that's why in McKay's head, we have these 11 victims, especially since...
Look, I'm not saying she was wrong. I never said that. I said I agree with Robbie, and this is her fault.
And I agree with that.
If you agree with Robbie, if you agree with McKay, I think that's fine. You can do that. All I'm saying is that he's right, and this is her fault. And as far as fixing this, it has escalated so much more than what it could have been in a chance to talk to David and get him help. Because now he's already on the defensive, being like, you think there's something wrong with me, and I'm a criminal, and the cops tackled me and handcuffed me. And that doesn't start at a place of trust at all. There's no trust there.
And I don't disagree with this at all, but it's due to situational circumstances, right? Like, it's
due to our society is what it's due to.
Well, absolutely. Like I've been saying, yes, I totally agree with that.
Like,
we are not equipped for this. That's why we have officers that are equipped with guns going to, like, someone having an autistic meltdown. And the person with autism gets shot. Yes, I completely agree with this. We are not equipped as a society to deal with it.
And this whole time, I've been like, I don't think David would do this. I'm more on Robbie's side with this. I don't think Dr. McKay should have done that. I think the whole time that's where I was. When the shooting happened, I was like, I really hope it's not David, but I also don't think that this makes any sense for it to have been David. I've been on that same boat the whole time.
Yes, but the fact that there was a chance. And she's, in McKay's mind, she's here protecting 12 people, the 11 people on the list, or however many it was, and David as well.
I don't think the idea of just a chance warrants some of these kind of outcomes, because anyone is a chance.
This is true, but if there's any threats, we still, like, say a random man's like, you know what, I just want to shoot this person up. We would still call the cops on that, and then...
Would you?
Sometimes, yeah, if it's a valid threat. Sometimes, yes.
Yeah, but that's
typically,
what I'm saying.
yes.
Like, that
and then the cops, whenever they show up to question. They don't typically show up, like, as aggressive as this situation. It was only escalated to this situation because of the mass shooting.
True. I don't think that to be true. All I'm saying is that I don't think that to be true just given things with police. I think that him showing up and having police already believing that there's a threat here, if he started running like he did here, regardless of a shooting happening or not, the response would have been the same. And there would have been no positive outcome from what happened and what we were doing. That was my point. Police would have came with an aggression, not with a helping hand. 9 times out of 10, that's what I feel like is happening.
And I know that's what we see on TV a lot.
Well, I mean, sure, yeah, on TV, but also just in general. But go ahead, what was your, like...
I mean, I have witnessed, as you know, I used to work at the jail. And, like, I have witnessed people get apprehended. And also, even at the ER, people, like, the cops will come in and apprehend someone. But it's typically, they don't approach it in this manner. You know, like how David showed up and they're like, oh, that's the boy, get him! It's not typically how they go about it, at least here with our county sheriffs.
Waiting for what the example is of, like, what do you mean? What's the apprehension usually
Typically, it's like, hey, are you so-and-so? We have a couple questions for you.
Are they laying in a bed?
I mean, there's been cases out on the bed. There's been, they're already in jail, but there's also... Like, you go out to the streets. That's how they're typically trained, is to go up to someone and be like, hey.
I don't know. Maybe. And maybe you're looking at different things. I don't know if someone called and be like, hey, this kid has a kill list and we think he's going to kill these girls. I don't think that's how they're going to come up with him. First thing's handcuffs. possibly tackling, depending on if the kid's also running.
Really depends on who it is.
And no, yes, it does. And if the kid's gonna run, which he already ran. He ran from the situation before. He's already flighty, whatever. I don't see him not doing exactly what he did if he showed up here to pick his mom with no gunshot shooting thing happening. And this situation happening, he's running. Now, other situations, yes. Who knows what happens? It's really hard to measure what situation didn't occur. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If
no Pitt Fest happened, if no whatever, if they didn't whatever. All these situations are different. The kid already is a flight risk. He's already going to run. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. Alienating him by calling police and everything is not helping it, I don't think. Yes, sure. The question comes to how much of a risk do you think it really is?
And in this situation, we can't really know. We don't know the kid. Robbie has not known the kid for very long either.
No, the mom has, though. And I feel like that's what you have to go on.
The mom made herself sick with Epicat to where she was making herself vomit to bring her own child in here. She was obviously already concerned.
Because she wanted to know a direction to go. She didn't know what to do. Resources in our society are low. Getting to a hospital to find a social worker to get some answers was a route, yes. But it's because she didn't, where... In her situation, she's like, who do I call and what do I do? This seems like a mental health thing. The hospital. How do I get him there? I'll be sick and he'll take me.
Now, unfortunately, that is one of the very few ways that we have available to get someone to see, like, a mental health hospital or anything like that. Because, it has to be, if they're under 18, a parent can bring them in. If they're over 18, it's their own discretion. And some people turn themselves in for a 72-hour hold or to get transferred to a mental health hospital if they go through, get evaluated, and that's what they believe should be the next step. Mm-hmm. But they said that he's already 18, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Because I think that's what the big issue was with Robbie holding off on getting the cops involved, is the fact that he's already 18 and it can be bad. He's an adult.
And that's why they end up going with the petition with the social worker, the petition, and having a doctor sign off on it too, where it's not just they were trying to specify that it can't just be like, oh hey, I think that person needs help, so I'm going to sign this thing and get them submitted. But she didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing. I think that her doing this was her trying to be like, I don't know what to do and I need someone to talk to. So yes, how worried was she about his mental health? Sure. Maybe she was really worried about him killing himself, I don't know.
Which would still be about the same situation. The only person that we have, if someone is making suicidal threats, the only option that we have is to get the cops involved. That's, as a society, that's all we have, is doing a wellness check and taking them in for a 72-hour hold. I know, as a society, it really sucks. We don't have very many options. But I'm just saying, I also agree, I don't think McKay was necessarily wrong.
Did I say she was wrong?
I thought you did. And
I said Robbie is 100% right. This is her fault. That's what I was saying.
Was right, as in his past decisions, his route that he was going about it.
If I did,
and I'm just saying,
worded it wrong, I'm sorry. But all I'm saying is what he said right then is, yes, this is her fault. This would not have happened if she didn't call the cops, and it may have been a little easier of getting him talked to, of getting him seen.
And I'm saying I don't disagree with that at all. I'm saying that McKay does need to follow through and continue on with her path that she has chosen and finish it up. But I don't think that she was wrong with getting the authorities involved.
As I said, I put this in there before. I'm like, you can be on one side or be on the other side. I probably would have done the McKay thing. And I'm assuming you probably would have done the McKay thing.
I mean, I would be between the two for sure.
I mean, apparently there's no other options, so,
No, I'm just saying, I'm advocating for McKay because I don't think what she did was wrong. Would I have done the same thing? Maybe, maybe not. Just to prioritize these 12 lives.
You can't keep adding numbers every time you bring up this list.
I say 12 lives every single time. I say 11 of the girls and David himself.
Okay.
12 lives. It's been 12 this whole entire time. Never changed the numbers.
You only said 11 before. You never said 12.
Nope. I've said 12. I've said 11 for the girls on the list and 1 for David. I've said 12. Check the tape. Thanks, Nexus.
What? No, we're not going in. No, we don't need all that. You didn't say anything. You just said 12 lives. And I'm like, there was only 11. You can't keep adding. And I also don't know if it was 11. Was it 11?
I don't know. I've always said 11 on the list, but I also specified that, clarified that I don't know for sure if it was 11, but I'm using that as an example.
Like McKay being like her whole thing where it's like, oh, well, at least now it's taken care of. This will be the easy part. He's like, yeah, sure. No one's going to volunteer to go into anything after being tackled and handcuffed and put into holding.
Now, I do have to say...
And being refused, the mom at first being refused to leave, like...
Yeah.
It's all an uphill struggle from here now.
It's going to be a very difficult struggle, for sure. But safety, that kid should have nothing in his room, especially if he's on a 72-hour psychiatric hold. That our unit box should be out of the room. Nothing should be there. There should not be any chance for him to do anything that's suicidal or homicidal. So, like, in our psych rooms, we don't even have paper towels on the wall. Like, there's nothing. You have access to nothing. All the drawers that are in there and all the cabinets are locked at all times. No bed sheets. Like, nothing. Because, whoo, gonna get crazy in there. Like, everything gets thrown. And if there's nothing to throw, they make their own stuff to throw. So...
I mean, is that where he's at right now?
Yeah, that's their BH room. BH, Behavioral Health. So I'm like, get that unit out of there.
Pulling back blood from the heart.
This is crazy.
Along with the mayor.
Yes!
Pull the pigtail, Dr. Mohan.
aside.
You got this.
Such a Debbie Downer, I swear.
That was your save, not mine.
Take the win, Dr. Mohan.
Thanks.
I love that she's so sweaty and everything. Oh my god, Abbott.
Trish, I have a special visitor for you.
Mom,
Yay.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I just, my patient hasn't seen her daughter, and it won't happen again.
Never apologize for feeling something for your patients.
No.
You were awesome.
Yes, you were, Val.
Really glad you're with us, Dr. King.
Oh.
I'm Dr. Robbie. Georgia's fine. She's in our staff room. She's the one who actually called 911 and probably saved her brother's life.
Thank you, Georgia.
Are your children vaccinated against measles?
No.
That's absurd. Why would they be?
He could die from this?
The death rate from ATOM is high, 1 in 5.
Do the spinal tap.
No! It says here
Can you put your damn phone away? Your son is critically ill. The longer that we wait, the higher the risk of permanent brain damage. What is not clear here?
Let's just wait and see if he gets better.
Dr. King, could you please take Flynn's parents to see their daughter?
No problem.
Fucking Dr. Google bullshit. They want medical treatment, but they don't want medical advice. What the actual fuck are we doing?
Yeah, I know, and we'll keep trying.
Hey, thank you for earlier when I was,
Oh, your brief moment of silent reflection?
Yeah.
What was that you were reciting?
It's called the Shema Prayer. It's a declaration of faith in God.
A wise man once told me that you learn to live with it, learn to accept it, and find balance if you can.
Is that what he said? Find balance when we can.
Oh, Grubby's so proud.
Only one thing left. The rest all went up.
Only one thing. Awesome. Dude, man, we recovered really nice.
Like nothing happened.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, is this about her ankle monitor thing?
If you guys are looking for Officer Stefano, he went up to surgery about an hour ago.
We're looking for Dr. Cassie McKay.
Did you tamper with your ankle monitor?
Yes.
Yeah, I might have drilled a hole in it.
Officer, wait
You're
a
under
second.
arrest.
Bull, man. Oh, what?
I haven't been on the parole side of it all, so. But the fact that her ankle monitor is no longer responding and she did not call to report anything, and she hasn't had a chance to call them back to be like, hey, I'm good. I'm in the middle of a trauma or whatever. So there was no communication. So therefore, cops, as we've discussed, always assume the worst.
She won't be able to talk to David if she's arrested.
And true.
We still don't know her story with all that, too, I don't think, right? Ankle monitor, why she has that.
All we know is that she yelled at the new girlfriend. I have her to thank for this.
She said about her, she's like, the gift that keeps on giving, and then she showed the ankle monitor.
Yeah.
That's what she had said. How do you have parents that are, or a parent who is Googling all of, I have to assume what's being Googled, I guess. Is it like, can spinal taps cause paralysis, and you find an article that says it can? You know what I mean? Versus like looking into stats and information of like, I don't know. What I'm getting at is like, how do you have this with Google and everything, and then the things you don't have are like MMR vaccines and all these other things that have like a lot of proven statistics and information on them, where look how much safer this is than if you had measles.
So I'm assuming that what she's looking at is like pros and cons or side effects of the spinal tap, right, or the LP. And she probably would have done the same thing for the MMR. And a lot of kids, like, they go through measles and they're fine.
Sure,
right?
yeah. That's what
so
they said. Georgia was one of those.
But then, like, so that's why she's like, oh, I definitely don't want my kid to, I assume, get autism. So I don't want him to get the MMR, because there were several studies many years ago trying to link autism to the MMR that I believe were failed studies, but they were trying to link those two.
Sure.
And one of the options that they had, because it was the combination of the multiple vaccines, and they were trying to link the combination to autism, and not just, if I get the measles vaccine and the rubella vaccine separated, then am I fine? And some studies said that was okay. So I know I did that with our kids. I separated them out, and
more pricks, but
more pricks. They're fine. They're still vaccinated for measles and chicken pox and everything, so they're good.
Sure.
But like, the fact that she's looking into this, and she seems like she might be the one that kind of follows a community of people that also believe in this, because she did not, like, she seemed so solid in her beliefs.
Well, she also seemed, I don't know, anti-medical, I don't know.
Everything.
Like, let's just let him go and see if he'll be okay.
A naturalist, I guess.
Which, I mean, I think there's some good things in some of that, but also whenever there's other things going on, like, I think it takes you so far. I think there's a mixture of both. I think there are some things that are natural that also help your body and can work well with that too, but then there's other situations where it's like, naturally, you're not just going to come back from this, or, tea's not going to help you, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that aren't going to help with this situation, and that's when you use medicine,
right?
As opposed to natural home remedies and stuff.
And especially with like an LP, a lumbar puncture. Yeah, maybe it caused paralysis in like one person out of 1 million. It's like the odds are zil,
I don't even know if it can it?
I mean, I'm
maybe,
sure like in an infant where everything's a lot closer.
I feel like you put it on the list of things to cover your bases.
Mm-hmm. Because I believe it's also the same risk of that happening whenever you are getting an epidural. But the chances are very low. But the fact that that chance was there. I did not want an epidural personally.
The quick Google AI search says paralysis is an extremely rare complication of a spinal tap or lumbar puncture, but it can happen, typically due to very rare events like a significant spinal hematoma, infection, or a pre-existing spinal cord lesion that is worsened by the procedure. But in typical, from that, just having an LP is fine. If there's something else that's unknown, that could cause another issue or something. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you get that, and you're like, it could cause paralysis? No, I don't want him to have that. And he's like, well, that's not what was said. You're not looking at the stats. You're not looking at, that's one of the things, too, is a lot of people would look at, they find, one anecdotal situation, and then that's the truth. Not here's 100,000 attempts of this, and here's where the numbers set on those.
Here's all the research and everything.
Yeah, here's
all the studies done, all
decades of information and what we can go with, and that's what most of the science and medicine usually goes with. Is here's all the repetition of it being done, and early new procedures are the ones that are a little bit more iffy. It's the ones where it's this has been done for decades.
But they're definitely trying to tell the narrative of how a lot of patients. Well, according to Google, I have this. According to Google, I have this. Mm-hmm. So, and I know a lot of doctors feel that. They're where did you get this information?
I don't think I'm Googling when I'm in the hospital with my kid trying to take care of what the best situation is going to be.
Especially in this situation where he's already tubed, he's on the table, he's unconscious. He's
the father was yeah, do it.
No. I mean, I will sit there and be oh, okay. I'll listen and everything. And then, after they leave the room, just look a couple things up and just, inform myself so that I know better.
But also don't just look at, maybe Google AI. Maybe find, a research study or something on the situation. Some more information than just, Google's initial search tells me this. And I'm that's not what you should go with. I don't know. It seems crazy to have a medical professional there in front of you. And I can understand where it's not all doctors have worked on every situation or whatever and stuff, but their job is meant to know this stuff, right? I don't know, and I'm not going to Google, more likely than not, something doctors have been their job and what they work with. If I go to a programmer for programming, they're going to know programming more than I can. And even if me Googling it, I'm probably not going to find the answers I need programming. I'm probably not going to find the answers I need medically. I'm not going to find the answers to fix my car, probably. I mean, I will after a long time. But in a situation like this, if time is of the essence, I don't want to spend that time trying to figure it out.
Right.
I could figure out how to fix a car over time. Mm-hmm. But if it's the car's going to blow up in the next so much, I want the mechanic working on it.
So I've seen TikToks of mechanics and other people that do manual labor and everything. They're yes, could you do this on your own? Yes. Is it going to be cheaper than what we do it for? No, because we have our connections with we can get everything at a discount. We already own the tools. We already have the knowledge. So what you are paying for is our knowledge. Mm-hmm. We already have that. Mm-hmm. So that's why, yes, can you do it yourself? Yes. Are you going to pay about the same amount because you are not equipped? Yes.
Well, sure,
and get a shoddier job done.
I might not have the tools I need, and am I going to trust the work I did? But anyway.
Now, in this situation with the LP, they don't know how often it's done. It is done fairly often. These doctors probably do 2 a day at least. It's a pretty common procedure. But they, as parents, don't know that, and it does sound scary. You're going to poke around in the spine.
I guess
it's also lack of education.
Yeah. I feel if it's some kind of procedure that I've heard about, I assume it's been done enough. You know what I mean? If it's something I've never heard about, then but I know spinal tap. The dad was a spinal tap.
Yeah, that's true. Because they're an LP, a lumbar puncture, and then he's oh, spinal tap. Yeah, I've heard of that.
And I've heard of that, and I assume spinal taps. If I know of it, it's something that has been done a lot. I think, or at least has a lot of information on it. So I don't know. It's just
very frustrating. We've also dealt with the anti-vaxxers earlier in the season. Mm-hmm. With the whole punchy lady.
The anti-mask people and stuff. They had a mention of that.
Is she vaccinated? Vaccines! Something like that.
Yeah. But then it was more so on the mask side of things,
Yeah.
which was also a funny one where they were like, hey, when you go to get your surgery, do you want our surgical team to wear masks or not? Because I don't want to, mess with your beliefs.
I loved that.
So, which, yeah, I mean, the same thing with that, where it's like, I mean, medical professionals, here's what they're talking about. Will it 100%? No. Does it help? Yeah. Same thing with, like, flu shots and vaccines and stuff, too, and whatnot. Like, some of that stuff isn't, like, 100%.
Yeah. Right.
But does it help? Or does it, like, lessen the effects?
Mm-hmm.
So where, like, oh, well, typically you could die from this one, but you're actually just going to have a fever and a tummy ache. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Whatever the difference is, and it really depends, but it's like, well, at least now you won't die from it, or it really reduces the risk of death.
We used to have a herd immunity to measles.
Yeah. Now they've been popping up again around the U.S.
Yep.
And if 1 in 5 kids can die from it, I don't know if it's 1 in 5. 1 in 5 in that situation could easily.
If you get pneumonia with the ADEM.
ADEM. So, I want to know. Actually, maybe it shows up on here. Who was the dad? Yeah, Brad Dourif, but also Fiona Dourif. Huh.
Is that his IRL wife?
Dr. McKay is Fiona Dourif.
Oh, seriously. I like how they're keeping it in the family. What did Jake tell us?
And yeah, Neil McKay is Brad Dourif. So yeah, so Wormtongue from Lord of the Rings and Chucky from Child's Play, like Dr. McKay's father is, well, let me make sure, is her real life father?
That's really cool.
Well, let me make sure of how they're related. I don't think that they're, that wouldn't be his wife, I don't think. Fiona Dourif is the real life daughter of Brad Dourif. So yeah, so that was Brad Dourif, and that's her actual dad.
Forgive me for not recognizing her from Shameless. I believe she had a missing tooth and everything.
Oh, really?
Like, let me see if I can find a picture of her actually in Shameless.
No, it's funny because like I didn't recognize him, but when he picked up his grandson, it's like, how's my favorite grandson? Like there was a sound in his voice that really made me think of like Chucky for some reason.
Yeah.
It was just funny. And then I was like, wait, that voice sounded so familiar. And I was trying to listen to him next, but I wasn't like listening to what he said. I was listening to like his cadence, I guess, his sound. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay. No, not the person I was thinking of.
Is that her?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, appeared on screen with her father in projects like The Pitt. That's cool. Interesting. Okay. Now, I wanted to look that up because I just wanted to know because it was just something about it that just was weird. Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Shoes in that too. It's pretty cool.
We stopped a lot more during this episode, so
yeah,
it was not as fast of a pace.
It was not like the last one. I'm glad that things have settled down from the one thing. Things are a little quiet.
Shit.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed The Pitt. We have one more episode of Season 1, and that'll be here next week. But behind that is Season 2, and if you want to check out the finale and get into Season 2, that's already available right now over at blindwave.com. You can go beyond and get early access for this show, as well as a lot of other shows that we have here on the channel, and you can check out the full links for a lot of stuff too. So subscribe here, and we'll see you guys next time.